Good morning and welcome to another wellness weekend. My name is Kathy Reneses. I am the in-house life coach for Centro Holistico, and I'm so happy to be joined today by the beautiful Miss Chinie Go. Hi, Chinie.
Hi,
how are
Kathy. Hi.
how are you
Hi,
doing?
everyone. Good morning.
How are you doing
I'm
this
here at the
wonderful
beach.
weekend?
I'm
Oo
very
nga
good.
eh.
I'm very good. Sorry, Centro Holistic.
Yeah, I am so
Yeah,
jealous that you're living
right?
your best beach life.
We're doing a me time, a
Yeah, your
break.
your 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 tan looks wonderful. And here I am on the
Oh,
other
thank you.
screen. I am about to glow in the
Oh.
dark na. Ganun ako katagal na hindi nakakalabas ng bahay.
Bahay,
So,
no?
so for today, Chinny, I'm really excited to talk to you because I think that this is such an important topic for a lot of moms out there who have been struggling with that balance of being there
Mm-hmm.
for the family
Yes.
versus taking care of themselves and giving time towards their self-care and their wellness. Diba? A lot of the
Yes, yes.
times parang there is that limiting belief that we have na once maging mommy ka na, yung mundo mo talaga iikot sa mga bata, iikot sa asawa
Mhm.
mo. And
Yes.
there isn't that much talk about how much time to give yourself or how much space to give yourself for this
Mm-hmm.
journey that you kind of embark. And what I love
Yeah.
about you is you are such an all around, like you're a mompreneur, you have your own clothing line, you're a wellness advocate, you have two kids as well that you're raising on your own, and yet you're on your Instagram and on your social media, you're very passionate about advocating for yourself and
Yes.
self love and self care. Could you tell us a little bit about how you got to that space?
Okay, so I think yung experience, the journey itself, and
Mm-mm.
parang I always say, I tell everyone, you can't take care of people if you do not know how to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
'Diba? So that's very important eh, kasi you're basing your life or paano mo tinutulungan yung sarili mo, tinutulungan mo yung mga tao. So you
Yeah.
really have to know how or what your body feels like. The
Mm-hmm.
freedom of knowing what your body wants. It's also of what other people wants.
Yeah.
So, dun siya nanggagaling. And even my kids, how I take care of my kids, my time, the people I love, lahat siya based
Mm.
sa akin. If I'm not happy, that means yung mga tao sa paligid ko, hindi ko rin sila mapapasaya. And sobrang
Mm.
yung mga puro outdoor eh, alam mo yun, kailangan kasing hype up nila ako. So, that's why I don't wanna, like I have a 6 years old. I mean, she's
Mm.
6 and iniisip ko wait lang. Pag naging 16 na siya, nun baka bigla na lang ako maging, di ba, hindi na ako makahabol na pacing sa kanila. So, I
Yeah.
really want that. I want to enjoy time with my kids, with my children,
Mm.
and the people I love. So, isa yun sa
Yeah.
basis ko.
Yeah.
And ano
I
pa?
love
What else?
I love what I'm hearing from you is parang you're really working on taking care of yourself today
Yes.
so you can enjoy seeing your kids grow older
In the
and
future,
nasasabayan mo
yeah.
sila.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So true.
I think like a lot of as a lot of moms parang they kind of give up on themselves at some point in terms of the self-care kasi they're taking care of other people and yun yung inuuna nila parate, and then they kind of
Mm-hmm.
tend to forget themselves
Themselves.
and forget like who they are as women. Parang they're so focused on the mom label that
Mm-hmm.
they forget that also they're an individual person and they feel a lot
Yes.
of guilt for putting
Yes.
themselves first. Did you ever go through that? as
I
well?
did. I did. I
Mm,
did. I grew up nakasama yung mga school peeps. So
yeah.
before kasi parang labeled as a mom, dapat mukha kang nanay, dapat puro anak mo, dapat mukha kang lola. Parang bawal
Oo.
yung self-care kasi ibig sabihin madamot ka. In essence, hindi yun
Yeah.
totoo. Right? Hindi siya
Mm-mm.
totoo eh.
Yeah.
Parang before, I mean, not everyone, they feel so bad for themselves. And with
Mm,
that, nagiging negative na yung vibe nila sa lahat ng tao.
yeah.
I'm not sure if you're familiar with the word marites. Dami ng mga, alam mo yun,
Yeah.
negative people.
Yeah.
Who like to
Mm-mm.
joke na, alam mo yun, nag-makeup ka lang ng konti, ay, ang landi-landi niya, arte-arte niya. Especially as a mom,
Oo.
so much judgment. But at the end
Mm,
of the day, you need to understand who you are. Yun siya.
yeah.
You go back to yourself, what do I want? Why am I prioritizing other people's concept of me? Deep in my
Mm,
heart, I know I am. And
yeah.
everybody, my children especially, they love me. They like what I do. And I want to be the best example for my children. That's your priority. Diba?
For
Ayoko yung
sure.
feeling, right? Ayoko yung feeling ng judgment ng ibang tao, magiging ganda ng mga ko. Or even with the other
Yeah.
people who's experiencing me as I am. So that's
Yeah.
what I want to embody and show everyone. Value
Mm.
yourself. Diba?
I
Kasi
think
ako,
I think that's what I
right?
love. That like you show up just so authentic. Like
Yes.
it's Chinny first, it's me first, and oh by the way, I'm also a mom. And
Yes.
I think that like that sort of the mindset is
But,
what I love about you and what makes you so different,
thank
or
you.
what kind of makes you stand out. Because yun nga, like a lot of people who become moms, they fall into that guilt and shame, which
Yeah.
sadly is, alam mo yun, it's also perpetuated by other moms na parang
Yes.
nalos lang ako, dapat ikaw din.
Oo,
Damay-damay
damay-damay
tayo.
tayo. Correct. It's an old school mindset. So, alam mo yun,
Yeah.
it's limiting beliefs. Lahat
Yeah.
yun, it's planted to us to become someone that we're not. Doon na tayo,
Yeah.
alam mo yun, anxiety, depression. Moms, pinaka-importante sa atin yung ma-surpass natin yun. That's one.
Yeah.
Kasi kawawa yung mga anak natin, kawawa yung family natin. Doon siya nanganganak into something really negative.
Yeah.
Kaya
I
kailangan mo yung you have to feel good as much as you
mm,
can.
yeah, it really feels like sometimes it comes to a point where isipin mo na nga bilang nanay, like
Ang
you're the
dami mo
one
ng
that's giving,
ginagawa, di
giving,
ba?
giving.
Yeah.
Oo. And then yung feedback pa sa'yo is, bakit ka ganyan? Or bakit ka ganyan
Oo.
manamit? Or bakit ka ganyan mag-makeup? Etc. And it's kind of crazy, no? Like for me, like I'm not a mom myself, but just hearing these conversations around all the guilt and all the shame of you
Right?
being able to take care of yourself while being a mom, like instead of it being celebrated,
Yes,
parang
exactly.
masama pa. So like how do you get around that when people kind of question like how good like a mom you are because you take care of yourself?
I think since yung mga maraming haters, tapos nila na, oy, may growth pala. Set boundaries.
Mm,
And then that
yeah,
example. And then they stop. That what happens
yeah.
is, na-inspire mo na sila. Diba? Kasi if you, again,
Mm,
let them get into your boundary, wala eh, talo ka. So, yun, mas
yeah,
malakas yung mas malakas yung energy mo, mas malakas yung alam mo na ginagawa mo.
yeah,
Doon siya nagbe-bend, right? Nagbe-bend na yung
mm,
beliefs nila na, oo nga no. So,
yeah,
do something better instead of you ride on that bandwagon of negativity. So,
yeah,
inspire ng tao to join you. Like me, I'm a single mom
exactly.
and I have bikini, I don't care. Hello, may stretch mark ako. Go ahead, enjoy. Diba? And natutuwa sila.
Yeah,
Alam mo yun, pwede pala. Na, di ba?
yeah,
yourself as an example. Pwede pala. Diba?
Mm-hmm.
So, go,
It is
let's do it.
possible.
It is. It's a choice. You always have a choice
Exactly.
to be
Yeah.
better, right? So, lalo na ngayong time na to na everything and everyone is just too sad or alam mo, maraming
Mm-hmm.
negative. We have to
Yeah.
look into something more positive in everything that we do. Yun na lang siya every
Yeah.
day. Struggle
Yeah.
is real, but again, there's also choice.
Yeah, and I think you showing up for yourself also sets a fantastic example for your kids because they
Yes.
can see that, oh, you know what, mom takes care of herself. I need to be the same also. Mom has strong
Yeah.
boundaries. So that's something that I want to have
Yes.
also.
Yes.
And in a sense, like you're raising stronger children. So Chinny, I'm wondering if it's okay if we kind of talk about your mommy journey just for a little bit, because
What?
it, like
No.
motherhood really, like, not like, at least for me, because I've never been a mom, like nakakatakot siya for me. Like I
Yes.
don't think that I would be responsible enough to raise kids. But then other people keep saying, no, when that happens someone to you, like you're gonna want
True.
to
That's
show up.
true. True. That's very
So
true.
could you like take us through? So like you had your first kid, you're out of the hospital. Did you struggle with anything like postpartum depression during that first or second pregnancy? How was that for you?
Well, I got pregnant with my first child when I was 18. She's 23 now.
Oh
So
wow.
imagine that time, yung judgment mo, oh my God. Alam mo yun? Oh, she's
Mm,
only 18. Ang
yeah,
dami-daming negative. But I think,
yeah.
I was born to be responsible. So, kinayod ko talaga yung pangarap
Mm-mm.
ko sa anak ko. And actually, my first
Yeah.
child, she's done with school. She's she's an independent young woman. And she's very gorgeous.
Love that. Yeah.
Right? So it was me focusing on because I didn't get to finish my school. I wanted
Mm-hmm.
her to have that opportunity.
Mm,
So me being responsible at that time kasi yung mommy ko rin sobra siyang pushy na kailangan mo
mm,
gawin yan, kailangan gawin yan. So I just did. The struggle was there kasi
yeah.
alam mo yan, lalo na time nung lumalaki ako, iba yung mindset ng mga tao.
Yeah.
Sobrang lahat, hindi ka bibigyan ng chance. Pero thank God, it's my faith and my goal
Mm,
na push forward ko yung paglaki sa first child ko. My second was,
yeah.
mas mahirap siya kasi I have to stay in bed for 6 months kasi medyo
Oh
mababa siya eh.
wow. Yeah.
So, as much as I want to be depressed, to be honest, I want to be depressed. Pero, hindi na siya maisip kasi I want my my journey with my child to be
Mm,
better. Since, ilang taon na ako noon? I think I was 36. Yeah, yun.
mm,
I was 36. So, mas malakas na rin yung ano ko noon, yung power ko. So, nung pinanganak ko siya, I really have to think of something good all the time. So, hindi na ako nakikipag-isipan ng
mm,
depression. Kasi kailangan
yeah.
yung milk ko mas. I think she was just this small.
Oh
Creamy
my
siya eh.
gosh.
She was so
Uh-uh.
small. So, alam mo yun, wala nang time ko lang like I was breastfeeding her. Lahat ng mabibigay ko sa kanyang energy positive.
Mm,
So now she's 6 and everything's good.
running
I'm
around. Yeah.
grateful. Yeah. And then
Yeah.
think I started changing my mindset when I left the Philippines. That's one.
Mm,
I vacation in Australia and I saw everybody was just respectful with
yeah.
people's boundaries. Like they just enjoy their lives, their
Yeah.
bodies without judgment. Alam mo yun, parang
Yeah.
doon sa iba pala siya. Hindi siya
Oo,
ganito.
pwede palang
God.
ganito. Oo.
Hindi pala. Tayo lang pala yun. So, when I went back, I got that feeling. So, that
Yeah.
started. I don't care about what you're gonna tell me. Alam mo yun? Alin kung ano man yung gusto niyo sa isip niyo, kayo nang bahala. As long as
Yeah.
I'm happy, as long as I do something good for myself, I hope
Mm-mm.
one, I feel good, I'm sexy, I'm happy, I help out people, they're happy with me. I'm at peace with
Exactly.
my own soul. I'm growing
Mm.
every day. So that's
Mm-mm.
it's just
Yeah. You know,
I'm
it's so
enthusiastic
crazy.
about it.
It's so crazy for me that like you started out as a young mom. Um, but then like instead of like you would kind of think that oh the community would gather around me and support me through the pregnancy
Oh.
and this journey, but there was so much guilting and shaming over the fact that you're having a kid younger. And you know, this isn't a conversation that we would usually have with the
Have.
guys. You know, like this is something that oh, you know, he was just it was a guy being a guy, but oh, the girl now she's gonna be a young mom, paano na, etc. etc. I find that a little bit unfair, no? Na parang it's the woman's kind of responsibility to take on all of this. Here you are, kind of growing a baby in your belly for 9 months, and then you have to
Mm,
deal with all these other
yeah.
people kind of like judging you and telling you how what you did is kind of, you know, like hindi pa dapat ngayon, it's not supposed to be like that. But there are a lot of young moms out there, and I feel so bad that your first experience as a mother was ganon. You
Yeah.
know, was people kind of telling you na, oh, dapat hindi ganyan, or ay, bakit ang bata mo pa, or some people would say like, ay, sayang, like sayang for what? You know,
Yeah. Exactly.
if this is the choice instead of just being supportive. And I think that's a mindset that I would love to see change that and
Yes.
you know because that's what I was kind of asking you about, like postpartum depression, because a lot of women fall
Women,
into
yes.
that
Yes,
because of
that's true.
holding on to all that guilt and that shame that other
Negativity.
people,
Yeah.
yeah, that other people put on them, right? Which is such a tough start to a motherhood. But I love that with your story, you know, you became very mindful, especially the
Yes.
second time around when you were having your baby, that no, I don't want my baby to have negative experience in utero.
Yes.
So I want her to have, you know, a positive experience as possible. And I think that's something that we don't really think about, you know, like what how our experiences actually affect the fetus that you're growing inside you. um and you know how that can really kind of affect them as they grow
Affect.
up as well, in
Yes.
terms of their confidence, etc. um so I love that I love that story. Thank you, Chinny. So when did you kind of turn into like this super mom with, you know, you putting up the business and, you know, raising your two kids by yourself? And when did that all happen? And how did you balance all that?
I wait. I've been married for 17 years. Pero
Hmm.
we're separated. So I think
Yeah.
yung again, you have choice if you're just gonna break down and feel sorry for yourself or you push forward. And ako
Mm.
kasi yun yung journey ko all the time. I parang feel I don't have time to down and feel bad for myself and call all these people na hindi makakatulong. So I always find
Mm.
people who can help me, inspire me, remind me na meron buhay ka pa girl. Let's
Uh-uh.
move forward. Alam mo yun,
Yeah.
you always choose to be better regardless of your experiences. Kasi
Yeah.
like me, I have a kid and sila na yung maiiwan kong legacy eh. So ko na yung story nila about me para sa mga anak nila or
Mm.
anak nila is something be cherished and celebrated. Diba? Kasi
Mm.
that's the only thing that we can leave this world. Diba? And
I
for me,
love that.
I
Yeah.
just, right? I want to cherish my life. So we only have one in essence.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
I have this process of if there's something negative, so I dwell on it. I cry as in super cry, and then I process, and then I accept, and then I heal, and then I move on.
Mm.
That's just how it is.
Yeah.
Kasi masayang eh. Every year counts, every moment counts, every
Oh,
second
for
counts.
sure. And
Right?
I
So
love how mindful you are. Now you have a process. And
yes.
I'm assuming with that process, you also have parang, okay, I'm going to be sad, but there needs to be a time limit to the sadness because I need to move on eventually.
Yes.
So
Yes.
instead of like living in the drama,
Yeah.
marami sa atin mahilig sa drama eh. Marami sa
Yeah, di
atin
ba?
mahilig magpa-victim.
Yes. May tayong ganong issues. Ang dami nating pwedeng itap na issue dito eh. Alam mo yun? Yun na nga,
Oo.
most of us, pag naging ano tayo, pag nagsing
Oh, I think we lost Chinny for a little bit. Hello?
in tayo
There we go.
sa hello, can you hear me? Right? So, sasali sila.
Yes.
Ng lalaki na walang sense. And you're wasting so
Mm.
much time. Instead of,
Yeah.
alam mo yun, helping yourself heal, you're helping
Mm.
yourself sabotage your life. Lalo yan, nag-iba, inom,
Yeah.
drugs, which is I do
Mm-mm.
that. I like nature, ito siya, para magkaroon ako ng moment for myself. Clear my
Yeah.
clarity, balik ako sa, alam mo yun, okay fine, balik ako sa zero. Pero sige, laban tayo ulit. Kasi mas maganda yung
Mm-mm.
fresh yung simula ka sa umpisa, tapos balik ka pa. Mas gusto ko yung
Exactly.
process na yun. I like it.
Yeah.
The journey
So I,
itself,
I
I love it.
I love that I think like like you being having kids, like you're aware that okay, I can't make these wal decisions that
Yeah.
somebody who is probably like single and didn't have kids would could make. But with you, like there really needs to be some responsibility to it because I think with a lot of us, it's either you're all in or you give up then. Na parang all in ka rin sa pag-give up mo na walwal muna ako dito and then I'll come back to you guys
Oh,
pag okay na ako, which isn't the healthiest. So
yes,
I
it's
love that you're
very unhealthy.
yeah, so what I love is that you're putting your well-being first and that you
First,
know that
yes.
grounding and being in nature is what serves you best and will also help the
Yeah.
kids. So let's indulge in that na lang instead of going for coping mechanisms like like drinking or
Band-aid, cook,
smoking.
Band-aid. It's all Band-aid. Now, you don't
Exactly.
fix the problem, but you just make tapal with, kung ano-ano. And then at
Uh-uh.
the end of the day, sab ka na lang. And then boom, wala na.
Yeah.
You're a mess.
Exactly. And you're still stuck in your victim mindset of, oh, I'm so
Yeah.
kawawa, nobody loves me,
Yeah.
and this is what's happening to me. And it's such an easy path to slide into. And I think
True.
it really needs that, like you really need that kind of like support system to get
System.
you through and kind of make you realize that, oi, I know you're kind of slipping, like balik ka
Mm,
dito.
yes. Yes,
Um,
exactly.
right? So Chinny, for you, like who is your support system? Who are the people that you like to gather around you when things get tough?
My family, that's one. And then my close friends. They're actually with
Mm.
me right now, the Angeles family. Shout out to Angeles family. Hello. So, because they're here. Then people I trust. So I'm very ano ba to? Malaking group of people ko that I trust. And
Yeah,
sila yung advices, no judgment. They tell me
yeah.
what's real and what's not. I don't
Mm.
jumping into people with advices in life. Alam mo yun,
Yeah,
namamali yung judgment mo eh. Regardless
yeah.
if positive or negative yung
Mm-mm.
situation. Kailangan open-minded ka ba? Hindi. Parang
Uh-uh.
kailangan open-minded lang para mas maganda yung goal setting mo for your future. And part
Yeah.
of it also is You always have to try to forgive. That's one. So that will set
Mm.
your soul free from, hate. Ganti tayo, ganun. Hindi
Yeah.
siya helpful to you as a person.
Yeah.
Diba? The
Mm.
process of moving forward, lagi kang may baggage sa isip mo.
Yeah.
Parang yung goal mo to do something is makaganti. That's not good.
Yeah.
That's one of the
So
worst reason that you'll ever do.
yeah. So what I'm hearing from you also is it's really important then, no, to have these different kind of support groups with different
Yes.
ways of thinking, like your family, a certain group of friends, as a mom, to like look out for your blind side, the things that you don't know
Oh,
na
yeah.
ginagawa mo
Guma
pala
pala. Yes.
that other people can be like, "Oy, dito ka muna," like, like don't do that. Like that won't benefit
Yeah.
you. To maybe having that group of people that can kind of hold space for you and understands like what you're going through. Do you have like a mommy support group, Chinny, for like the kids of like yung mga kaedaran na they have kids the same age as your kids, and you guys kind of go through the problems that pop up together, or is it
I've
you and family mostly?
I have my what's this? I call them adoptive family kasi pinilit ko silang
Mm.
i-adopt ako eh. I mean, kasi yung sarili ko sa kanya. But they're actually my trusted group of friends. So, may
Yeah.
same age pero hindi lang talaga ako kasi mag-groupie.
Yeah.
I really just need people trust. I'm very wary of the people around me kasi nga minsan
Mm.
instead of mapalagay sino ka pang mapapalagay sa masama. So, I'm very
That's true.
picky with that. Kasi
Yeah.
again, minsan instead of matuwa is lalo ka pang malulubog sa problema. Tapos, pati
Yeah.
sila nag-jump in dun sa bandwagon ng problema mo, eh, nagyan pa yung
Uh,
magdamag, di ba? Instead of
that's
something
true.
productive and rational. So,
Mm-mm.
medyo, andun ako sa stage na gusto ko nakaka-productive siya.
Mm-mm.
Ever since, I
I,
think, gusto ko laging productive yung nangyayari.
yeah. I guess that's where the whole mompreneur ethic comes in too, right? Like you wanting to be
Yeah.
productive, wanting to leave that
Mm-hmm.
legacy. So, a lot of the times, like when I do coaching with moms, a lot
Yeah.
of their struggle is they feel that they can only make space for limited things in their life. So it's either the family and work, or the family and the business. It's never like the family, the business, and themselves.
And, yeah.
Do you have any tips for moms who are going through the same, that want to prioritize themselves but they don't know how?
When I was married,
Mm.
well, before always tells me dapat trabaho at asawa, mga anak.
Yeah,
So,
that's
'di
the
ba?
thinking talaga.
Yan lang
Oo.
talaga siya. Yun lang siya.
Mm-mm.
Papaikutin ka dun. Up until, alam mo yun, innately, you'll see may kulang sa'yo.
Mm.
Alam mo yun yung nagsusumigaw inside na
Yeah.
parang nawala na ako. So
Oo.
doon na nagsa-start lahat eh ng alam mo yun, for yourself na ay napangit ka na, sorry ah. Alam mo nakakalimutan mo na
Yeah.
yung sarili mo. Pero in essence,
Yeah.
like what I said earlier, you also listen to what your body wants, what you want.
Mm.
Kasi the victim, I'm a victim na of my marriage, of this and that and this and that. Doon na siya nanggagaling. Kasi ikaw
Yeah.
mismo, ka doon sa salita ng ibang tao.
Yeah.
'Di ba? Okay
Mm-mm.
lang kung yung time na yun, you're wasting it on, unnecessary things eh. You're giving yourself time. Like,
Yeah.
like me, sa akin kasi my routine is, my wake up in the morning, syempre, you say thank you to God, to life.
Mm-hmm.
Next is, yeah, I, I, I work out. I work out, I don't go to the gym. Pero lang sa akin, gusto ko anytime, anywhere. Kaya kong
Mm.
alagaan yung katawan ko. So,
Yeah.
I don't make excuses I can't go to the gym kasi ganito eh, or I can't work out kasi may kapag time. Like, ang daming
Mm.
time ng tao mag-social media. E di yung ilang minito,
Mm.
10 minutes, every day do it. Alam mo, bigay mo yung time na yun sa sarili mo. You thank
Yeah.
yourself after years that I gave myself time.
Yeah.
There's always time. Hindi yun hindi nagbibigay ng priority. Tayo lang yung
Yeah.
laging may excuses for it. So, yun sa akin. It's really start with 10 minutes for yourself. Anything that you
Mm.
want for yourself. Even my eating habits. If gusto kong kumain ng chocolate, if gusto kong kumain ng whatever, kakain ako, hindi ko siya pipigilan. Kasi ang gusto ng
Mm.
katawan ko. Diba? Pero
Yeah.
syempre, anything excessive, doon ang nagiging mali. Doon ang nagiging
Yeah.
nagkaka-problem. So, it's really
Mm.
just knowing how to listen to yourself and being mindful.
Yeah.
Marami siyang process, right?
Yeah.
And also find a mentor or a coach that's it. Diba? How you feel.
Mm.
That's one important thing. Diba?
Yeah.
Anything yan. Read a book. Basta yung 10 minutes na
Mm.
yun, bigay mo sa sarili mo. Sobrang itulong
Yeah.
niya. Sobra.
I love that. So it's really morning routine or your morning ritual when you start the day by loving yourself and putting yourself first
Yes. That's
before
very
being of service
important.
to other people. Oo.
People.
You know, I think that is something that a lot of moms forget kasi pagising nila sa umaga, yung iniisip agad nila, oh, ano
Chores
kakainin
na
ng mga
agad.
bata, ano yung, ano, yes, it's being of service agad to other
Mm.
people. And then at the end of the day, they're wondering to themselves, bakit parang feeling ko dapang-dapa na ako? You
Oh.
know, like in terms of like how I feel. And like when I do coaching, it really is a lot of the time because you keep putting love out and you keep giving
Out.
and giving and giving of yourself. Kasi as a mom, like that's kind of
That's
the
just
norm because you have little people depending on you. But because you don't put yourself first, your love tank just feels super empty. Because as kids, they will just take and take and take, and they,
true.
they they won't always give back. They still are learning how to reciprocate
Mm.
love, and a lot of the times parang we expect them to give back at a certain level na pag hindi nila na meet, we feel disappointed and we feel resentful na tong
Kasi
batang
because
to.
so expectation
Yeah.
eh, di ba? Isa pa
Yeah.
yun.
Yeah, and and you can't, the kids can't help it. Bata sila eh, that's what they need.
Mm.
Um, so a lot of the gap is really with a lot of moms not knowing how to love themselves or what love for them looks like. And I think like you set that perfect example in terms of, yeah, when I wake
Thank
up,
you.
I'm going to say my prayers. I am going to exercise and sweat and get sunshine because that's what makes me feel good, and then I
Good,
can go back to my
yes.
kids. Like hindi siya komplikado.
Yes. Yes. Sounds like
It's so
lang
simple.
gawin. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so simple
Mhm.
and that's not being selfish.
Yes, I
Well,
think
that's
that's the important
something
part. Yeah. It really is. It, like you said earlier, you need to fill up your tank muna before you can
before you
give
can.
access to others. Otherwise, you're going to feel resentful, you're going to feel a victim, you're going to feel
Yeah.
like it's life is leading you around like wala ka lang no choice, right? Compared
Oo.
to you being in charge of your life. I think a lot
Mm-hmm.
of the struggle that I hear from moms is it nga na, ay nako, once you have kids, wala, buhay mo doon na iniikot, like wala ka ng life. With
Life. Ubos na yung life mo.
looking at you, I don't think that's true because you seem to be flourishing and you have two kids.
Yes, and I'm enjoying every minute with them. Kasi 'di ba, pag puno
Mm,
puno yung puso mo ng pagmamahal, hindi mo na siya
yeah.
mafe-feel. So enjoy mo na lang siya.
Mm. Yeah.
I think there's also it's an impact also because I have an issue. I have talents and sobrang dami kong kailangan paramdaman kung mamahal ko. So, kailangan
Yeah.
punong-puno ako and I want to be the best example for everyone. That's
Mm.
one goal. And
I love that.
I
Yeah.
can't be someone if hindi ko siya nafe-feel. That's how I work.
Mm.
So,
For sure.
you
Walk the
know,
talk
I practice
talaga.
what I preach. Yeah, di ba? Walk
Yeah.
the talk to preach. That's what I want. So if I don't feel it,
Yeah.
I don't do it.
Oh, I think I lost you again. Hello? Okay, I think medyo nagloloko lang yung Wi-Fi ni Chinny. But what I love about what I'm hearing with Chinny is she really knows how to take up space. And I think, as a mom, um, when or rather the new moms, what I see that kind of usually happens is once they start to have kids, etc., they're
am I
okay. I
back?
think we got Chinny back. Yes, you are. I'm just waiting for the video. So I was just telling people that what I love about you is that you know how to take up space regardless. Because I think, with a lot of moms, once the kids come along, etc., we're kind of, as women, we're like taught to adjust. Like not even like when the kids come along, but even like with our significant others, right? We're taught to kind of adjust and like let the significant other take the spotlight. We are taught that behind every successful man there is a successful woman, in terms of we're there to support men, we are there to support our kids, and we kind of forget um, that we have to be able to put ourselves first and take up space too. That it isn't just the mommy label, but you are also a person under that label. And you as an individual, you need to be taken care of as well. And I think with a lot of the moms that at least that come to me for coaching, that I see, that's really the struggle, is getting over the label mom and seeing themselves as this individual person who just happens to have kids. So of course there is that extra responsibility, but that doesn't mean that you
Sorry.
have to. There you go,
Hi,
hello.
I'm
But that
back.
doesn't mean that you have to forsake yourself. So yeah, where were we when we kind of left off with you?
I forgot. There was a discussion about forgetting something about yourself, I think.
Yeah, yeah, like
Tama
moms
ba?
kind of
Yeah.
forgetting that they're also individuals. And like I was saying, like I
Oh,
think
Tito Setty.
the main
Oo,
message that
sorry.
I
Yeah.
get from you is really take, as not just as a mom, but as a person, take up
As an
space.
individual. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're all
yeah.
humans here, you know? Hindi porke nagkaanak tayo, ibig sabihin, hindi na tayo tao. Di
Oo. Like
ba?
I was
Hindi
explaining
talaga.
earlier, parang
Yeah.
with a lot of my clients, parang yung pinaka struggle nila is because they've been so programmed kahit nung nagde-date pa lang,
Di pa, yeah.
na parang, oh, I have to support you. I'm always taking the supportive role, na even as asawa, like there's the saying that behind every successful man is a woman.
This
Like
woman.
it's never really us in the spotlight. It's us supporting, helping, loving. And a lot of the moms that kind of come to me, that's the struggle. Na parang, alam ko naman that I'm very capable, that I'm very talented, pero I don't feel that I am worthy enough to step out of and do stuff on my own kasi may mga
Mm-hmm.
anak ako eh, kailangan nila
Oh.
ako. So how do you get over that? Or what tips can you give to women who are struggling with that?
Kasi ako kasi right now, it's easier for me since I'm single.
Mm.
Pero when you're in a relationship, you have to make sure again, you guys are couples eh. So kailangan meron kayong communication and having to let your partner understand what
Yeah.
what you want. If your
Mm.
partner is, if your partner is open and sincerely loves you, I guess, he will give you
Mm-hmm.
that light support system.
Mm.
Support kayong
Yeah.
dalawa. That's the that's one of the key into a good relationship. It's really communication and support.
Yeah.
Kasi selfish act na yun eh. If siya lang yung
Oh, I think I lost you again.
how about
Hello?
now?
There we go.
There.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So also yung dumarating na yung point na ayun na nga, nagpapakalosan ka for your children, tapos pag nag-iba na yung itsura mo, yung husband mo, eh kung saan na naman pumupuntang kapitbahay,
Yeah.
no offense, sorry, gets? Tapos ikaw pa yung
Nangangapit bahay. Yeah.
masisisi, o ikaw masisisi, kesyo ganito, kesyo ganyan, girls.
Yeah.
No, huwag kayong
Mm.
papayag ng ganon, kasi you invested so much love for your family, for your kids. Do
Yeah.
not allow that. Do not ever allow that.
Yeah.
We're always used as an excuse for those kinds of acts. Don't allow it.
Exactly.
Self-respect.
Yeah.
Know your worth, self-respect. Again, if the person loves you, regardless, ako 17 years.
Mm. Oh, nawala ka ulit. Chinny. Okay, so before Chinny comes back on. Oh wait, there she is. Okay, lost her again. Yeah, I think that there is also the concept no, of as a mom, you have to juggle being there you are. So I was saying, like, as a mom, like you really have to juggle not being a wife and being a mother. And I think
It's
that's
also being
also
you.
something and being you. So like that's a lot of things, a lot of I guess a lot of labels and a lot of responsibilities to be able to kind of juggle and take on. Before since we're almost at the top of the hour, so before I let you go, Chini, what would be your biggest kind of if you want to leave the audience with advice that they can take in order for them to make space for motherhood and themselves, what would that be?
I think it's self-love.
Mm,
You have to you have to be the best example for, again, if we're talking about children, for your children.
yeah,
Kumbaga, yung future nila being them and them as a parent is based on how they see you as a mom.
that's
That's
true.
one.
Mm-hmm.
So, make sure that is what you're gonna leave your kids. Kumbaga, yung
Mm,
memory na yun, di ba? In essence naman, tayo is based on what we see, 'di ba?
yeah.
Who we are with
Mm-hmm.
and how
Yeah.
we were growing up. So yun
Mm-hmm.
lagi yung magiging example nyo. Yun yung
Mm-mm.
inspiration nyo to be better.
Yeah.
So syempre, 'di ba? For me that's it. Gusto ko yung
Yeah.
mga anak ko ganun sila ka-confident bago sila mag-asawa or pag nag-asawa sila. Ganun nila mamahalin yung mga anak din nila. Ganun din
Yeah.
nila mamahalin yung sarili nila.
Mm.
It's
I
just like
love
that.
that. I love that. So for me, my biggest takeaway from our little chat is really learn to take up space. If not for yourself, then for
Do
your
it for your
kids, like
kids.
show them, be that example for them that they can do and be anything or anyone that they want to be,
Want to
but
be,
they need to
yes.
take up space. I think especially for the daughters, right, who I mean,
Yes.
we're living in the 21st century, but let's face it, like there are still pockets of, it's still an uphill battle to kind of
Still,
teach men how we have to
how
how we're
to
supposed to be treated and how we want to be treated.
respected.
And Exactly. And I really feel that that example really needs to come from the moms, because if the daughters see what you as a mom kind of put up with, or
Up
if
to,
the
yeah,
daughters
exactly.
see like what kind of boundaries you have and how you can bounce back with your, with by loving yourself first and
Mm-hmm.
showing up for
Yes.
them, I think that would make a whole lot of difference for the
Difference,
next
yes.
generation, because they can see that,
Generation,
oh,
yes.
right, like my mom was like this, like she didn't settle, she didn't, like she knew what her standards were. So if that's who raised me, I need to be the same. I can't
Yes.
disappoint in that way. And that's how you become hardwired as well. Yeah, so I think like as moms, like there is this huge responsibility, but at the same time, don't forget yourselves. Like,
Mm-hmm.
don't get lost in the labels as well, is like one of my biggest takeaways from this chat. So yeah, so thank you so much, Chinie, for joining me this morning,
Yes,
talking
thank you.
about all things motherhood, all things boundaries, all things showing up for yourself. I really love this talk. It's so insightful. I wish we can do another one.
Yeah, please.
When
Daming
we can get like,
topics.
there's so many topics
So,
about motherhood and just showing up. That's it. Just show up. So yeah, so that's kind of it for us for this wellness weekend. Thank you for everybody
yeah. And sorry,
and
one more.
join.
Last
Yeah,
quote, my favorite quote. Be the change that you want to see in the world. That's
exactly.
it.
Yes. Yeah. And then, and if
Okay.
you hold that mantra every morning for yourself, that can change your entire
That's
day.
change. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah,
Thank you
so
so
thank
much,
you.
Kathy.
Thank you, Chinny. Thank you to
Have
all
a,
the strong independent moms out there who are watching
we
this.
can do it.
Have a Exactly. Have a fantastic weekend. Thank you guys. Thanks, Chinny.
Thank
I'll talk to you
you.
next time.
Bye.
Bye.